So I'm going to show how to use the Coverstitch Binder to make really nice bound edges on your knit garments, kind of like in this picture on the box. And so this is the binder. It comes with a little platform that gets screwed into the top of your machine. And when you do screw it in place, you want the screws to be positioned halfway across here on the where these oblong holes are. And then once we have it screwed in place, then the binder is held in place with two screws here and here. Then you can position it either left or right to get it in the right position to make nice binding. Now, what creates the fold in the binding is this right angle here. In fact, there are two of them. There's one here and one below. And as the binding fabric goes through here and it gets pulled through there, it creates that shape that bias binding has, the two folds, top and bottom. Now, as far as getting your binder positioned correctly left and right, it is in relationship to the foot. This is the foot that comes with the Coverstitch Binder, and on the bottom of the foot there is this right angle, and on the back side of the Coverstitch Binder there's a kind of a right angle here as well, made by this semicircular piece of metal. And what you want is you want the edge of the semicircular piece to line up with this edge right here. So you want them in alignment like this, not like this or over this way. You want it like that. Now I'm going to demo the Coverstitch Binder on the Admire Air 7000. I have previously screwed in the plate that holds down the binder itself into the top part of the bed of the machine. Now I'm going to place it in position left and right. As I described previously. Now I have a piece of knit fabric. This is cut for the binding at 1 1/8 inch wide and a little point on the end cut. And then I have kind of a faux neckline to do this demo on. And as you're sticking the knit fabric into the binder, it is a bit stretchy, so it's good to have something pointy to guide it through the binder to get it out the other end. And once you get it to the end, you're going to pull it through the space between those two right angle pieces of metal. And as I said before, that will form the shape that bias binding takes, so we can have the binding around this neckline. So you want to pull it underneath the foot, and then it starts to form the folds. Now this is a cover stitch, so after you make the folds, you're going to want to take a few stitches on fabric, and then you're going to, after you have the stitch started, you're going to stick the neckline fabric in between the upper fold and the lower fold on the binder. And because it is stretchy fabric, it's going to be a little bit of a push to get it through there. So again, having something sharp will help you to get it started. So push it between the two folds and get it up underneath the top part of the foot before you start sewing. Then go slowly. Don't pull on your fabric, but you do want to keep the edge of the neckline inside the V that's formed by the upper part of the bias of the binding and the lower fold of the binding. And periodically watch that your binding is not getting folded over on itself. And I have used white thread for this demo so that you can see the stitching. Of course, if this were a garment, I would use black, not the white. Black thread, that is. So you can see here that it makes a really nice bound edge. It's not stretched out of shape. It looks good on the front and the back. It really is a very nice finish to any knit garment. And it's also pretty easy to do and fast.